Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to the Men Save Your Marriage show. My name is Terry. I'm your host. I did an autopsy on my failed marriage, and now I use the lessons that I learned to coach other men on how to save their marriage before it fails. I'm going to share with you the things I wish someone would have shared with me before my marriage failed. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hello, gentlemen, and welcome back. This is Terry. I am your host, and this is episode number 52 of the Men Save Your Marriage podcast. And today we are kicking off a brand new series. Today we are starting a 10-part series on leadership. I kind of realized as I was working through the last couple of series that I am always adamant about telling you to lead and to make sure you set the tone and you create the culture and how to maintain your frame and all of the things that I tell you throughout this podcast. And then I thought, well, it hit me, I talk about leadership, but have I really dived into it deeply? And I feel like I'm kind of letting you down there. So I went back and just looked at where we were at, and I just, I wrote out this 10 episode series on leadership. I was fortunate. I was raised by two parents who their entire careers were in leadership. That was a great jumping off point. And then, I spent some years in the military, and then I kind of moved into some leadership roles in my professional career by nature of what I did. So it has allowed me to really to learn and to really just kind of sit at the feet of some master leaders. And so I thought, I'm going to take what I know. I'm going to kind of, write it out, outline it, and we're going to build this out. So this is going to be a 10-part series on masculine leadership, kind of a blueprint, if you will. And we're going to begin. At first, I was going to title it "Lead the Damn Way," but I wanted to take that language out of it, so it's just "Lead the Way." And today, with episode 52, we're going to begin with the phrase and understanding that within each of us, in order to be good, strong leaders, and this is the title of the episode, we need to kill the passive man that is within us. So we're going to jump into this. Again, welcome back, guys. This is the Men Save Your Marriage show. This is episode 52. I'm Terry, and we're going to jump right into this. As you know, with the introduction, right before I started talking, you heard the bell. That means we are in the ring. We are in the ring to fight, not each other. I am in your corner with you to fight to save your marriage. And today we're going to begin by diving into Lead the Way, this 10-part masculine blueprint, not for the polished executive, not for the man who's already got it all figured out, but for the man in the middle of the storm, the man whose marriage feels cold, the man who wants his wife to respect him again. Maybe the man who's sick of being nice but never making any progress. That's who this is for. Each of these 10 episodes are going to challenge you and sharpen you and maybe change the way you operate. Now, as you know, if you've listened to the episodes before, I don't do a lot of fluff. This isn't fluff. This is as my sons would say, this is straight fire. You're going to get 3 clear points, real life stories, practical steps, and a challenge that will leave you really no room to hide with each episode. Today we start where real transformation starts, and that is you have to kill the passive man. You've been told to be nice, to keep the peace, to go with the flow, but if that worked, your marriage wouldn't be falling apart, would it? Niceness didn't save your marriage, passivity didn't make her feel safe, and silence didn't create connection, did it? You're not here to disappear, you're here to lead. So let's get into that. What does it look like to lead? So point 1, passivity isn't peacekeeping, it is marriage decay. And we're just going to start with a brutal truth here. Most men lose their marriage by being passive. Not abusive, not intentionally cruel, not out there sleeping around, just plain and simple passive. Somewhere along the way, you stopped leading. You stopped speaking truth. You stopped setting the tone and expectation. You stopped initiating. You started reacting. You went from husband to roommate, from protector to quiet observer. And you thought that was peace. I know in my marriage, that's what I thought too. You told yourself things like, I don't want to argue, she's stressed out, I'm just going to let that go. Or maybe if I just give her space, she'll come back around, right? That wasn't peacekeeping, that was abandonment. And now you're wondering why she doesn't trust you, why she won't soften, why the spark is gone. So let me be clear here. Peace isn't the absence of conflict. It's the presence of order. See, there's going to be conflict even in peace. It's not the absence of conflict, and that's what we've been led to believe. But the truth is, peace is the presence of order. And order only exists when a man leads. You don't have to dominate, but you do have to show up with clarity and conviction. You do have to speak. You do have to lead the atmosphere in your home. You do have to correct patterns that erode trust. You do have to pursue her, yes, even when she is cold. Every day you stay passive, your marriage silently decays. Now let me tell you about a man I worked with. We'll call him Mark. Mark was a good guy. He paid the bills. He didn't cheat. He showed up every night. But for years, he let his wife carry the emotional weight of the relationship. She made all the decisions, managed the kids, planned the dates, and over time, her respect for him died. Then her desire followed suit, and it died as well. And eventually, she checked out completely. Now, Mark didn't blow up his marriage. He just slowly stopped showing up with the masculine clarity that he had in the early years. And that's honestly, let's just be honest, that's what most men do. Well, if you want to save your marriage, you have to lead again. And that starts with point number 2. See, point number 2 says leadership begins with presence and initiative. When I say kill the passive man, I don't mean become aggressive or overbearing. I don't mean start barking orders and demanding submission. I mean you need to reclaim the weight of your presence. Because in every relationship, somebody is setting the tone. If it's not you, it's her. If it's not her, it's your kids, your job, your stress, your past. Something or someone is defining the climate of your home. And if you're passive, that someone is not you. So let me give you a tactical checklist here. These are 5 signs you've fallen into passive mode. And the good news is, listen, guys, if you're honest with yourself as I read these to you and I tell you about these 5 things, if you're completely honest with yourself, the good news is it is not too late. You can come back from this, reclaim that weight and that mantle of leadership and lead in your home. But here they are. Here's the 5 signs that you have fallen into a passive mode. Number 1, you wait for her to bring up the hard conversations. I see this one all the time. Number 2, you avoid correcting behavior that crosses a line. Whatever that line is, whatever you feel like that line is for your home as the leader, you avoid correcting behavior that crosses that line. Number 3, you haven't initiated a pursuit moment pursuing her in weeks or months. And number 4, you ask what she wants but never offer what you see or what you decide. Is it always her that's making the decision? Are you always deferring to her what she wants, what she likes? That's okay, but you have to sometimes speak up as well. And then finally, number 5, you tell yourself, and this is the one that you say quietly to yourself, and you're going to have to be brutally honest with yourself here. How many times have you just walked away thinking it is not worth the fight if I say this or if I do this? These are just some of the signs, gentlemen, that you have fallen into passive mode. Leadership leadership begins with presence, and presence begins with initiative. You must be the one who initiates the repair. You must be the one who takes responsibility for the distance. You must be the one who says, wait, here's what I see happening, and here's what I want to rebuild. You've got to take the lead on this. Now, let me give you a line, and you can steal this word for word. And when you hear this episode, I will make sure this line is in the show notes. So, but listen up. You could steal this exactly word for word. Just say to her, I haven't been leading us well. I've been passive, and I own that. But I love you, and I want to rebuild connection. And that starts with me showing up different. That's it. You say that to your wife and follow it with action, you will shock her system. Because she doesn't want a hero, she wants a man who leads. Not with perfection, but with presence. Not a man who leads with control, but who leads with conviction. And not a man who leads with his mood, but leads with his mission. Leadership begins when passivity ends. Which brings us to the last point. And before I get into this point, let me just take a minute here and say, guys, listen, every morning I send out a very short, no fluff, no sugar coating on it, leadership challenge email to my email list. And you need to be on that email list. If you're not, you are missing out. And this is how I want you to approach this. I want you to go to mensaveyourmarriage.com and sign up for the email list. But every morning you're going to get an email from me. When you get it, it's be very short. Read through it. If it applies to you, you've got a fresh challenge to take into your day to make you a better man. Kind of that iron sharpens iron thing. But if you open the email and it doesn't apply to you, just hit delete and I'll see you back in your inbox tomorrow morning. Okay? This is not a hassle. This is not a big thing. But every day you have the potential to have an email that's going to challenge you, that's going to make you a better man, make you a better husband, make you the better leader we're talking about right here in this episode. So I want you to go to mensaveyourmarriage.com and get on the email list. Do it now. All right. Point number 3. You can kill the passive man without apology or permission. You don't need anybody's permission, and you better not ever apologize for it. And just in case there's some of you that think that you need permission, well, here it is. I am giving you permission to kill the passive man that is inside of you. Most men wait for their wife to change before they lead. They wait for her to soften. They wait for her to show affection. They wait for her to believe in them again. But that is backwards. You don't wait to be chosen. You become the man worth choosing again. Leadership doesn't need a green light. Leadership creates momentum. You do not need a green light and permission to be the leader. Just step into it. You are the leader. Now lead. And let me say this with fire. You don't need your wife's permission to lead. You just need your own decision. So don't ask for permission, just lead. And you need to kill the passive man. That man who waits, that man who hides, that man who tiptoes, that man who apologizes for being masculine. You get rid of all of that garbage. And you bring back the man who leads with strength and steadiness. The man who speaks up, the man who follows through, the man who protects the tone of his home. The man who isn't afraid of her emotions and is ready to deal with them regardless of what they are, and do it with a calm frame, ready to lead. And you can become the man who resets the atmosphere of your home. Again, you don't need anyone's permission. This is on you. You want her to come closer? Show her there's a man at the helm again. You want to feel like a husband again? Start leading like one today. And you want to rebuild trust? Kill the passive man and lead. Lead the damn way. All right. I promised you when we started this, besides the 3 points and the wrap up, you're going to get a drill or an assignment. Here are a few assignments to challenge you for today. One, a daily declaration. Every morning, stand in front of your mirror, shoulders back, and say to yourself, I'm going to kill the passive man today. I do not wait. I do not shrink. I do not flinch. I lead. That's who you need to tell yourself you are every day. So that's one challenge. Here's another one. Have the hard conversation. Sit down with your wife. Own where you've been passive. Don't defend. Just own it. Don't blame, don't defend, just own it and lead forward. Okay, so that's two. There's two different challenges right there. And then here's number 3. Initiate 3 pursuit moments. Now, that could be something as simple as a handwritten note, a spontaneous hug, a message on the mirror, a walk after dinner. Do not ask what she wants. Lead. Just lead. Okay? All right. If you want to go deeper with this process, and if you want daily tools to reinforce the masculine leadership and connection in your home, well, I've already told you can go to mensaveyourmarriage.com, but I also want you to go to marriagearsenal.com. Okay, there's an opportunity there for you to get the marriage arsenal, and these are cards and missions and tools all come for you in a box. It's basically a year's worth of 12 months worth of ways for you to connect with her. Okay? And this is all tools that you can get in the marriage arsenal. They're not gimmicks, they're tactical reinforcements. And quite frankly, think about all the time you would spend, because you're going to have cards for her birthday, for your anniversary. You're going to have a card for Valentine's Day. You're going to have a card for Mother's Day. All that's built in. I'm saving you 15 trips to the store, to the Hallmark store, to Walmart, or wherever you go to buy a card. Saving you all of that hassle, all of that time and trouble. It's going to be built in a little book box that you can put on a shelf. It'll store it away. Nobody can see it. It's going to look just like a book. And you have at your disposal 15 cards. So she comes home at the end of a day, and you get in and she's had a really, really bad day. You can surprise her with a card, and you never left the house to get it. Or there's missions on how you can date her and how you can pursue her. And then there's the micro missions for that, that one little note that she needs, just a little pick me up. There's 20 of those in there. So go to marriagearsenal.com, look this thing over, and arm yourself with a year's full of connections, 12 months worth of connections for you to lead properly, for you to lead not as the passive man, but as the true leader in your home. That's what this is about. You don't need more theory. You need weapons. You need tools. You need structure. The marriage arsenal is the first set of weapons you need so that you can pursue her and lead in your home again. And if you're serious about killing that passive man, then you need a daily rhythm that reinforces leadership. The arsenal is going to help you. It's going to help you lead with clarity, not confusion, and lead with confidence and not guessing, and lead with intention and not reaction. So go take a look today at marriagearsenal.com. Grab your set and start leading now. Final words here, guys. This is the beginning. The moment you stop apologizing for your strength, the moment you stop waiting for her to change, the moment you stop acting like your role is optional, your role is pivotal, it is critical. This is the moment you draw the line in the sand and you say, I will no longer lead from the couch, from silence, from fear, from passivity. This is the moment you rise. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are not too far gone. You are a man. You are a leader, and you are just getting started. So go lead the way. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you being here today. Obviously, this is just the first episode. This is the first kickoff of 10 episodes on leadership. And my goal is to lay out this blueprint for you, give you the tools that you need, and arm you in such a way that you are ready to kill the passive man, step back into that leadership role that is rightfully yours, that only you can do, and to lead your home and lead your wife back to a revived, revitalized, and renewed marriage. All right, thanks for being here today, guys. I look forward to hearing from you. Some of you, you can find my text number down in the show notes. If you want to text me a message, tell me your thoughts, share with me how this may be helping and working for you. And I would encourage you also to remember, go check out mensaveyourmarriage.com and get on the email list. Make sure you go to marriagearsenal.com and arm yourself for the battle ahead. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you next time right here on the Men Save Your Marriage show.